Hej og velkommen tilbage til kanalen. Det er tid til noget mere VINLAND SAGA. In this video we are going to be watching episodes 9 and 10 of season 2. We ended the last one hell of a cliffhanger. I haven't been able to stop thinking about it ever since, so I just want to get into it again. Do you have anything you want to say before we start?
Nope.
No? Alrighty. Subscribe, please, if you haven't done that already. Like the video, throw in a comment, you know the whole deal. It helps a lot with the algorithm, pushing these videos out for more people to see. And if you want to support the channel, then you can do so over on Patreon. We are several episodes ahead. Getting semi-close to like finishing out season 2-ish at this point. At least not only a handful of episodes left over there. So yeah, want to support, want to watch ahead, links down in the description below. And if you aren't able to join Patreon, then there's also YouTube memberships as an alternative, where you can also watch ahead, both uncuts, cut down versions, all of that. Alrighty, let's do this. The first one, episode 9, is just titled Oath. Alrighty, here we go. Oh, okay.
Hello. Oh, wait.
Lamb?
He's in the limbo state, right?
In whatever that is.
So this is how it was depicted, right? Vinland was depicted in the limbo state.
夢かああ、恐ろしい。父上殺されちゃってたよ。あちこち戦場。
Is that his, like, child voice?
しまいにゃ奴隷と来たね。
It's at least sounds different.
Right.
なんだこいつ。しつけ。倒れろ。
Whoa!
Okay.
Actually pretty impressive, able to hit each other at the same time.
I could do this all day.
I was just about to say that. Thinking about cutting your losses and just...
Bold.
I've had enough. Not be wrong about that. Good on you.
Well,
Chase them away.
I mean...
Yeah, well, Thorfinn is out cold.
halfway dead.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Doesn't look happy.
誰を殺したその剣で
Wow.
お前を守るために守るための力だったんだすまなかったトルフィンお前にはまだ伝えるべきことが教えなければいけないことがたくさんあったのに
待って待って父
上今ならお前にもわかるだろうお前に敵などいない誰にも敵などいないんだ
There it is again. That's what you need to remember. Wow. Oh. Getting dragged to hell again. Pretty much. Whoa. Oi. Wow, the sound, the imagery. Fuck this nightmare.
Is it the Norna?
I don't think it's well, hell, no. Or maybe usually not the depiction we see, but they are just fighting, going on for eternity here. Wow. I say it again. Fuck this nightmare.
Is that Jan?
Yeah. And
So he went there too?
まだそんなところに引っかかったのかトロフィンよよご無沙汰
okay. Gonna have a little chat with Askeladd here.
ここはバルハラなのか。
バルハラだここがあの世だってのか冗談じゃねえぜよく見ろ写しよそのものだろうがここはクソどもの萩だ
Oh, the shit.
勝敗はない終わりもないここじゃ自分以外は全員敵なのさ
Here you only have enemies.
自分以外。
Well,
Hmm.
he said it.
Yeah.
ここに引き込んだ張本人が言うのもなんだがなお前は
It's the man who dragged you here.
戦士でいっぱいだったお前の中の器は一度空っぽになった今は何が入ってる
Regret.
俺はまだここの住人だ。今だってもう手が限界なんだ。情けない。俺はつくづく成長しない人間だ。
俺はって
Whoa.
足元に近づいてるぞ
You don't say.
おいおい蹴るのかよひでえな恨み事の一つも聞いてやるのが筋じゃねえのか知ってる顔なんだろそいつらみんなお前が殺した人間だぜ
Of course it is.
That's a lot of people, huh?
Hmm.
どこの誰なのかわからない。いつどこであなたたちを殺したのか。ごめんよ。
This series is definitely not shying away from like going to some seriously dark places.
Quite literally.
野暮な連中だな
Oh.
ならそいつらをぶら下げたまま登れ登れそれがお前の戦い
Climb out of the darkness. That's what you have to do.
行けお前が殺したそいつらを連れて
Oh. Hey.
So, Einar just left him?
I don't. Did you think he was? Did you think he died, or?
Maybe he's going for help?
Oh no, he passed out. Okay.
エイナル エイナル、おい、生きてるか。
Taking a rest.
Oh. 勝ったぜ。
What? Doesn't look like it.
どん底だな、俺たち。
You have no idea.
どうした？お前も痛むか？
He most certainly is.
今までに大勢の人たちをこの手で殺してしまった。俺はもう二度と人を傷つけない。もう今日で暴力と決別するんだ。本当の戦いを戦うんだ。
わかった。よくわかんねえけど。よくわかった。
Not sure I understand, but I'm there for you, buddy.
おとがめなしだって。
Oh!
ところで鳥首、いつもの上着はどうした？
Oh!
畑は信太に荒らされた。喧嘩などなかった。そういうことだ。分かったな、お前たち。しかしお前は強いな、パテール。仕事仲間から孤立することをちっとも恐れんか。
鍛えられております。元奴隷ですから。
力を抜け。当てるぞ。クワの重さで振るんじゃ。
Actually, kind people here.
Yeah. All right.
Alrighty.
I mean, those people, they could have just gone like, wow, you cultivated, or you cultivated the wheat very nicely. Can you give us some tricks? But no, they just had to, you know, be ruled by jealousy and whatnot. And like, insecurities and I'm feeling better than you kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much, I think, what we talked about a lot in the previous one. And here, we certainly took a deep dive into Thorfinn's psyche, and in the end, I think that's what the title refers to. He's got a new oath, or returning more or less to the path that he should have been on, the path that his father tried to put him on, but he got lost, really lost in being a warrior and everything that we saw happen in season 1, and he you know, ever since we got into season 2, it was quite clear he was an empty man now, and he only had like regrets, and not something that he could truly like process, and through these weird limbo nightmare thingies, I guess he started to process it, and now he knows that, like Askeladd says, he has to climb out of this pit. He has to start climbing, and he has to also bring all of that baggage with him, but that's, you know, so that he can process it and atone for what he has done. So that's, you know, the path that he's on now, and he has also decided no more violence. That's it. Like, yeah, I didn't even want to punch that one guy, even though I'd say there's a big difference between killing innocent people and self-defense. Like when others try to hurt you, or you yourself are downtrodden and these men just wouldn't fracking leave them be. But still, like, I really admire his resolve here. I just don't know if that's realistic or not in this situation necessarily, that it's just, I don't see right now a way where there's like no violence going forwards. But I could be wrong. Like, it would be great if that's just, you know, from starting now, It's just no more violence, no more killing. He's gonna atone, and he's gonna become the person that he was meant to be. We'll see.
Yeah, but I mean, I briefly spoke about like how you could, how those people could have approached them being able to cultivate the wheat.
Sure.
Like, how they could have approached it better. And I mean, if you always take the high road, he has to do like self-defense, and obviously if he's going to search for Vinland at some point, we're gonna need some stuff to happen. But at least, yeah, he took an oath, and let's see how far it brings him. Yeah, I was like, I think it was very interesting, like the imagery with how he presented, like, or it was presented, like, as you say, this is like hell, and then it's like, this is what it's like to live. This is all warriors reality, right? So this is kind of like hell on earth.
Just like when they were alive, they're just continuing in the same vein, just fighting and killing.
Yes, and it is very much, in a way, very much like Valhalla, but I mean, Valhalla is kind of. I can see the how it could also that's also how you could see Valhalla, right? Because Valhalla, if I remember correctly, is like you fight, like you have a gorgeous meal, and then you fight till everybody dies, basically, and then you wake up the next day to do it all over again.
Yes.
Like, and that's just like repeating.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all it is, like.
Yeah, but in a more, it's usually depicted in a more glorious way, and not like we saw here, but that could definitely also be an interpretation. Like.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to get to. It was also the way that he then wakes up with his hands towards the sky, whereas like there's clearing and you see like this light and everything, and that's very, like, I would say, like Christian-like. At least that's how I imagine that a lot of people look at God. Like, he's reaching for God, he's reaching for Christianity, like the way that Christianity believes in a heaven. And to get to heaven, I think someone would say something along the lines of like it's kind of like a rebirth, as he said, like he needed to be reborn. Rebirthed. he needed to be reborn to get to heaven, but that also means that he has to atone for his sins. So there's a lot of like this, like Christian messages like that, I would say. But the way that we then get Valhalla depicted like this, or of course he did say it's not Valhalla, but I mean, as I just said, you could look at Valhalla like this instead. And I don't know, it's just because I have not necessarily the best experiences with Christians and Christianity in general. Like I used to be very faithful until I got about 14 years old, and then I completely got in the exact opposite direction almost. And it's just like I have had so many like bad experiences with Christianity, so it gives me a little bit of the icks when there's this very like, of course this is how I interpret it. It could definitely just be something else. It could be that it was meant to be more like openly, so you can interpret it like you want to, but since it's still been such a big part of my childhood, it's like I see the
patterns or the
and the resemblance, and it's just, it gives me the icks a little bit. But I'm not trying to take any Christianity from anyone or like saying bad things about Christianity. This is just my experience. So that's, I'm just trying to explain why it was a little bit.
Gotcha. Yeah, you could also at least something I thought of here when you were mentioning like the whole Christianity aspect of it all. When he woke up in what we presume is like their like idealized version of Vinland, in this limbo place where his father also was. Like he woke up and there was this lamb there. And isn't there also something with the Lamb of God? And I'm not
There's
quite sure
so
how
much about
how
lamb.
that works. Like I don't know a lot myself about Christianity necessarily, just what I've been taught in school. And you know, like it is customary, at least for us here in Denmark still, like you're still born into like being like, so you're part of like the Christian faith, or like the church by default. And
No, not
pretty
by
much not necessarily, but it's up to your parents, of course, but like it's still, at least for me growing up, it was just, oh, okay, I guess I'm, you know, I was Christian, and I guess I'm a Christian, and I was also you know, had some what do you call it, like when you reach a certain age, and
Confirmation.
yeah, the confirmation, exactly, went through that as well, and you got taught a few things there, but it was never something that I personally believed in. So I never, like, it's not something that I ever sought out. So that's, yeah. Don't necessarily know where I'm going with that, but yeah. Oh, sorry, but
yeah, it's more cultural, and like for us, we're not necessarily believers in a sense that we believe because we believe, but more like because it's like a tradition and it's like cultural. It's more like a cultural faith rather than an actual, like, you know, like people that really believes that there are differences between people of faith in Denmark as well.
Yeah, sure, for certain. We don't have to get into all of that, but yeah, I agree. In this episode, that there's a lot you can interpret in that direction. But I found the whole thing very interesting, quite disturbing as well, and it was like we were just pretty much sitting there and just staring at it throughout the entire thing. We didn't say a lot, I think, but it just, the episode, it spoke for itself.
Yes.
And everything that Thorfinn saw there, and that we heard from Askeladd, and it's always, I guess, nice to see him again, like a great character, and we got some more great moments with him here. And then when he got back, and with Aina again, we also found out that they're not getting punished. Hell yeah. But we've also learned a lot about Ketil, who is a kind man. And then there's his I guess, like sort of his right-hand man, Peter. Peter. Sorry, I'm laughing because Peter that's how you say
Drugs.
Boobs in Danish. But they're both very kind, and Peter used to be a slave himself, and they even also sort of just pardoned the people who did this, or chucked it up to, okay, I'm not gonna punish them, I'm not gonna punish you either, we're just gonna agree that wild boars did this thing, and we're gonna leave it at that. But I'm sure that's not gonna be the end of it. The last
or maybe these people are gonna be like laying low for now, but then there's still gonna be other people that might have difficulties.
Maybe there's also
like the
Ketil's son. Yeah.
Sorry, like
We thought it was his brother to begin with.
Yeah.
His son, and he's afraid of his son. And
He is trouble.
yes, trouble. Shall we get into the next one?
Yes.
Alrighty. Episode 10. The Cursed Head.
Why are you?
Why are you cursing the head?
No,
Don't do that.
no. I was just about to say. Why are you spelling out my name like that?
What?
They're tagging me.
Like the cursed head?
This is cursed. My head is cursed. Wow.
My.
You know when you have to explain your jokes?
Yes, it's just my mind went in a different direction.
Let's leave it at that.
Here's episode 10. Damn, guys. Good workout.
All the scars and the Thorfinn versus nothing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Whoa! They've really become
buddies.
いやー、信じられん。
buddies.
やればできるもんだな。
Pike from Legend of Vox Machina.
この開墾地の次の収穫分で俺たちの自由が買い戻せるってさ。いくらか釣りも来るらしい。
エイナルはどうするんだ？
I was just about
自
to
由にな
ask.
ったら。
What are you then going to do once you're free men?
やっぱりアイスランドに帰るのか。
You should.
妙なもんだな。いざ自由が目前に迫ってくるとこのざまだ。
Something tells me it's not that easy.
No. Them saying it out loud like that. It's just around the corner. Something's gonna happen.
世の中から戦争と奴隷をなくすことはできないもんかな。
So
Sorry,
far,
buddy.
no, not really.
おお、ついに最後の一本をやっつけたな。
What do you mean
よくやっ
finally?
たぞ、二人とも。では少し負けてやろう。種まきが済み次第、お前たち二人は自由の身だ。
Huh?
よく頑張ったな、トルフィン、エイナル。なんだ、あまり嬉しそうじゃないな。
You broke their brains, man.
いやいや、おっしゃ喜ぶのはまだ早い。手続きはわしが帰ってくるまで待
Oh
ってもら
no.
うぞ。
He's not gonna return.
わしはハラルド王陛下のお見舞いにイエリングの王宮へ行ってくるとな。だがまあ、種まきまでには戻るだろう。
Why did you bring that shit stain?
お前たち、自由身分になったらこのままわしのところで。お前たちのような働き者なら歓迎だ。まあ、考えておきなさい。
Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
Potentially have a life here, but yeah. No. We are so close to freedom. Not gonna happen. Okay. What are we returning to here? Where are we going? No? Yeah. They're also going to...
Did he get a haircut again?
I guess?
And he looks mean.
Mm-hmm. I have a theory. I'm just gonna wait.
このようなところでじきに馬が整います。船室でお待ちを。
ここでよい。久しぶりの故郷だ。風に当たりたい。
Feel the breeze on a horse.
ハラルド陛下のご体調、思わしくございません。この一月はさらに病が進み、今はすでにお話もままならぬご様子でございます。
Whoa.
兄上、撃って撃って。
よし、弾をよーく見ろよ、クヌート。
Fauna again.
それ。
殿下。
あいつはお前が思ってるよりたくましいよ。だいたいお前も少し過保護だぞ。もう少し
お見事です。本当にお怪我はございませんか。
ありがとうラグナル。こんなに着てるから動きづらいんだよ。それに暑いよ。
Okay.
He's
literally bubble wrapped him.
Yep.
優しいお方だった。兄王陛下にはよく助けていただいたお礼を申し上げねばな。
Okay, so you had a good relationship, but do you still have some sort of good relationship? Even though you're... Oh! That cursed head!
Right.
兄ハラルドはデンマークを、弟のクヌートはイングランドを。関係は良好であった。
Okay.
クヌートのイングランド王即位後間もなく、ハラルドは病に倒れるハラルドに着手はいなかった。
クヌート兄様。
陛下と呼びなさい、エストリズ。
急なんですもの。驚いちゃった。
ご無沙汰しておりました、ハラルド。
Oh.
しばらく滞在する。お話は陛下のお加減の良い時を選ぼう。
I think that's more of an if than a when.
そなたを待っていた。そなたにデンマークを。
Alright, he's still looking.
Just said it. He has no heirs.
Right.
So
滅相なことを申されますな、ハラルド。早くお元気になって、また玉打ち遊びにでも。
I'm feeling that expected this.
よくもそ知らぬ顔でそんな嘘がつけるものだ。自身が毒を持った相手を見舞うか。とんだ茶番だな。
I was thinking that and thinking about saying it out loud, but I just wanted to see.
王道楽土のためなどではない。そなたの心には野心が宿っておる。それが呪いだ。王冠の呪いなのだ。逃れられはせぬ。
Just like their father.
二つの王冠をかぶり、世の倍苦しむことになろう。
Crazy imagery.
ご神女を用意してくれ。クヌート陛下は船旅でお疲れだ。
Cursed crown.
エストリズ様の追いつけでお飲み物をお持ちしました。
それはどこのものか。
Something to drink.
いらぬ。喉は渇いていない。
毒を恐れるな。自身が毒を用いるからよ。No?
Okay, yeah, they're...
It's just following along.
The cursed head.
昼にも夜が見えるならば、呪いも極まりつつあるということだ。
独り言？
ラクド建設は国家の統一が前提です。王が二人いてはいずれ災いの元となる。
That's why you're doing this, because you think you're gonna be able to create some sort of utopia.
かつて私はあなたを憎み、死を願った。だが今はどうだ。私が腹を割って話せるのは仲良しましょうぞ。呪われた者同士。
Alright. Guess that's how you deal with that.
さあ殿下、次は私目が相手ですぞ。
How dare you? Oh, that's... Yeah, right outside of his window.
こんなものか。どうということはない。
Alright.
Well, that was... somewhat bleak.
To say the least.
I mentioned a theory of mine, and it could still happen, but at least my thinking was initially that I thought there was more of an animosity between King Canute and King Harald, and that Canute going there to Jelling, it was, and it still might, going to result in some sort of confrontation. People are gonna die, and I have a feeling that Ketil and the men that he's bringing, whatever happens, they're gonna be on Harald's side, because that's, you know, their king, the king of Denmark, still, and then they might die by Knude's hand, and I could see some, like, it going in the direction of Knud being more of an antagonist, at least when it comes to Thorfinn and Einar, because they have also foreshadowed, I think, we talked about it, that it's not only thieves that are going to cause trouble at Ketil's farm. And they mentioned that if they are ever attacked by like actual warriors, they're gonna be in some serious trouble.
Right.
So whatever happens here at Jelling, it's gonna spark some sort of civil war, something in Denmark, and Knud is gonna end up either going himself or sending men out, and they're gonna attack Ketil's farm, perhaps, and that's when everything is gonna go to shit.
Yeah, at least
again.
At least half protection might not be carrying any longer. So
Exactly.
And then
yeah. But it's just a theory, and it might not happen at all. It was just something that I was thinking during the episode, and then kind of reinforced by what happened here with Knut, and we even learned that he poisoned his own brother.
Yeah, something definitely changed within him. I honestly don't think this is the same person that we followed in the previous season. I mean, there are certain things where it's like it doesn't match up for me. Like there's a lot of like I don't know, there
opposing like
it's
saying
or,
doing
or just there's just a lot of things that
I think it's
the dissonance.
I think it's though because of course some time has passed, and the Knud that we got to know in the first season, of course, like very timid to begin with, and then he had that transformation almost towards the end, and he took it upon himself to, okay, no, I can lead these men, I can make the world a better place. And even inspired people to follow him, and like the whole thing with what Askeladd saw in him and like in his eyes. And I still think that ambition is there, and he still wants to create this utopia. It's just, I guess, the curse of that freaking crown, or whatever it is, like this, how this power corrupts and has led him to believe now that, okay, I can do this. So for me to achieve this thing that I've set out to achieve, I have to kill my own brother, even though he was always kind to me. He always helped me. It's like I hated my father, but didn't have an issue with the brother, but has come to believe that I can't create this utopia if there are two kings. Like I have to rule over both Denmark and England for this to become a reality, and it's not going to become a reality. Even like Einar and Thorfinn, they were like, oh, is there ever going to be like no more war and slavery in the world? And it's like,
it's 2025 and we still struggle with this shit, right?
yeah, like a big dent in the whole slavery thing for sure, but there are still parts in the world where, yeah, and war is definitely still going on, and people are still killing each other, and there's no utopias. So his dream is unachievable. And what is that going to do to him and the path that he's on, and how he's seemingly getting more and more corrupted, or at least he is willing to do horrible things now for the greater good in his mind, probably. But
yeah, this all started when I feel like his deterioration, at least from the more good and Christian and altruistic part, for me, that's how I see it. It started when Sven got his head cut off, and this obviously this is the cursed head, but I honestly think that this curse is all in his head, and that's I mean, he's just imagining things.
Yeah, he's carrying that around, just like Thorfinn is
Yes.
carrying all of his regrets and all of his pain with him.
This just takes the form of a cursed head instead.
It did. Yeah.
And I just like that. There's a lot of things where it's like, I feel at this point he's very much like a utilitarian in the same way that Ozymandias from Watchmen is a utilitarian, whereas like he's willing to make himself, or not necessarily make himself the bad guy, but you know what I mean. Like obviously this is like he's doing horrible things, and he knows that he has to do this in his mind because of like for the greater good, as I said, like with the whole uniting of the country and whatnot. But yeah, it's just at this point we're deviating a lot from but I mean, already with the whole beheading and the whole thing going down in season 1, like
it's a different history now.
It's definitely a very different history, because
he's known as Canute the Great in throughout, like in history, and
but I mean,
remembered as someone who did great things.
Like the point with Harald dying early and of some sort of like illness that they couldn't really like, that's if I remember correctly, that's spot on, but I'm not sure whether like I'm not really, because
wasn't poisoned.
I don't feel like it. But back, I think we've talked about this before. Back then, you died of shit. We don't really.
A small cut and an infection that might do it.
Or bad pneumonia, or all sorts of things. And there's like this whole thing because King Sven seemingly might have died of a heart attack, and then like there's this whole thing with like the kings, like there's like certain perhaps a genetic like inheritance thing with like heart attacks, like it was it ran in the royal family, and like people died of genetic diseases too, like it's a thing, like it's just back. I mean, it's not very long ago that we found penicillin, right? That was in the 1800 something, and that changed a lot. Like, I mean, so as you say, even the smallest cut and you're done. But I mean, why not? Because the sources are not very, like, they're sparse from back then.
Yeah.
So of course, why not weave a little story that's
take something that seems like it's rooted in history, and then create your own story from that. And I think they're still doing a very good job of it. A very, very good job of it. But just returning to Canute real quick, it's also like a fairly typical like villain trope, I would say, or someone who becomes corrupted and sort of becoming a villain, whereas like I'm taking it upon myself to save the world, and it's my way or the highway, pretty much, and I have to do these horrible things because in the end it's all gonna be worth it. And maybe like to some extent he's aware. Like, it seems like he's aware of it in the way where, okay, I'm condemning myself, but I'm achieving something. And that actually makes him very, very much like Askeladd. Because that was also kind of his philosophy. Right. It seems like, where he was like, no, I can do these horrible things because I am fighting for something fighting to save my people, or fighting to at least create some sort of future that is better. But to get there, I have to kill and all of that. So
paving the way of blood.
Yes, Path of Blood, which that was even the title of the last time we saw Canute. So is that the path that he is on? Is like the theory that I came up with there, like is that in any way, shape or form what we are about to see going forward? I kind of hope not, but something's bound to happen, because right now it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go to Jelling, and then when I come back, you're gonna be free men, and I might even hire you, so think about that. Or they're starting to think about, or where do we go once we're free? And
it's dangerous. That shit is dangerous.
Nope.
If you've ever seen any movies or series where they start to dream about, like, especially if they are not in a nice place and they start to dream about all these nice things. It's usually not what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Where do we
go? That's
go?
a trope too, and there's a reason for it, because it works.
Yeah, for sure. They jinxed it real bad in this episode. So next one, what's gonna happen? Do you have anything? Do you have anything else for this one?
Just a thing I found a little bit funny is that with the ball, like they threw the ball, and then for Canute the ball suddenly turned into a head. And I thought that was kind of funny, because I remember I've read, sorry, not funny, but interesting. How, because I've read about how football came to be, like the original football, association football.
Kicking around heads, or
exactly. So it's what I've read, and I don't know if this is true, could just be, but I mean, I've read about like Viking type people, or warriors going raiding, and then they bounced around heads and made like teams and did like football.
That's absolutely fucked up.
Yes. And I think that's why it stuck with me, because I read it when probably in a kid's book, or kind of like, in school you have to read books,
you have to read books in school. History, sort of a thing.
No, just like, high listening, or, like you had to, in Dansk, in Danish, we had to read.
Yeah, reading out loud for the class.
Reading out loud, or just reading on our own, or whatever. It was like, it's part of learning how to read.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like there was like a section at some point where they talked about how association football came to be, and it was like the Vikings going to England and just like kicked around,
lobbing off heads and going woohoo.
Yes, and used them as balls, but like the scalp. The whole skull, like the cranium, right? So anyway, that was just a little tidbit for you guys. And that's what I mean. That's why it stuck with me. It's like, that is disgusting. I don't ever want to, and I think that's why it stuck with me.
Also disgusting to read about it as a kid. Was it part of the curriculum, or was it just a book you picked up?
I think it was part of the curriculum. I'm not sure. I don't remember, because it's a long time. The only thing I freaking remember was like Vikings, heads,
football.
Kicking.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, and with that, we'll get into Danish Word of the Day. And we're going to go with the title of the first episode we watched in this video, Oath. Oath in Danish is...
Ill.
Ill.
So we have that sound again, like the soft D.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, because I just reading here that ill can also mean curse.
Yeah. So that is actually, it actually quite applicable to both episodes.
I mean, yeah.
Here, the oath and then the cursed head, and yeah.
It's almost as if they planned this.
Oh, yeah, would have thunk. All right, so yeah, again, just oath in English and ill in. Don't have to say it like that, but ill in Danish. Ill.
It's a bit like like when you say the. So the first, like the.
Oh, the first, yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to.
Like
maybe.
I think it's called thorn. Like that. Like Icelandic, they have they
like
have
that sound, the thorn.
No. They have a letter that's called. I'm pretty sure it's called thorn, or something like that. With like that sound.
Possibly.
Anyway, ilb. So instead of, you basically have to switch the around to ill. But I mean. Anyway.
Yes, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll be back as soon as possible with some more Vinland Saga. See ya. Farvel.
Farvel.